Good evening, and welcome to Real Talk with Fierce Spider, where bold voices speak truth and the people come first. I'm your host, Fierce Spider, and tonight we're diving into a topic that every parent, student, teacher, and community leader should care about. Should Superintendent Roger León remain in charge of Newark Public Schools until the year 2030? That's right. The Board of Education is scheduled to vote on a 5-year contract extension at the August 21st meeting. But before that decision is made, we're asking a question that every school leader should be held to. Does the data match the direction? Has our district improved, or have we just been told it has? Are students learning or just being managed? Tonight, we're going to look at the facts, the test scores, the state oversight, and the community experience. But more importantly, we want to hear from you. If you are a parent, how has your child's education changed? If you are an educator, are you supported or silenced? If you're a student, do you feel heard, prepared, and empowered? Well, we'll be breaking it down slide by slide, step by step, but this isn't just a presentation. It's a conversation. So drop your comments, share your stories, and let's grade this leadership together. This is your mic, your city, and your future. Let's get into some real talk. Okay, guys, give me a minute. Hit that like button before we get started. I'm just gonna read my disclaimer. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. Certain materials used are under the fair use guidelines, including commentary, criticism, news reporting, and discussion. All rights belong to their respective owners. Now, let's get into it. Thank you for joining. And let me just, if you can hear me, if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can't hear me, put a 2 in the chat. Thanks again for joining while I get this situated. Just 1 second. Okay. Don't forget to hit that like button, because the like button is what goes into the algorithm and it puts it out across YouTube so people can join in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So we got a lot to talk about tonight, y'all. And there is breaking news as well too. It just happened today. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that a little later on, but first we're going to do this grade. We're going to go over the performance. We're going to go over a lot of things that contributes to whether we decide if Superintendent León deserves another term as our superintendent. So just 1 second. Superintendent. Let me turn this down. Okay, good, New Jersey learners. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for commenting and confirming. And so let's get into it. So I pulled up some I pulled up some information, right? And the first one was the Newark Public Schools and how we're under the improvement plan. And as of today, it has changed. But we're still going to talk about that because I don't think most people knew that we were under state approved a state approved improvement plan, and I'll go into details of the why we were under the improvement plan, and we were monitored also by the Essex County executive superintendent. Um, and the oversight was due to low standardized test scores. I don't know if you remember, but Newark Public School District did not meet the state. Our students did not meet the state assessments, and we'll get into those numbers as well little later on in the show. And then it says I have also the information that I researched. It says that we risk further state intervention if the goals aren't met. So we were supposed to meet the goals, and obviously we did meet them today, is what I'm being told. But we'll get into that as well. So yeah, so let's get into the student performance, right? So 70% of students grades 3 through 9 were not proficient in reading. 82% was not proficient in math, and 93% of fifth graders were not proficient in science. Now, the improvement goals versus reality. Right, reading goal is 4 points. We did not meet. Right, the math goal was plus 8 points, and we did not meet that. The science goal was 3 points. We didn't meet that. The graduation rate goal was 1.5 points, and we didn't meet that. And then absenteeism goal was minus a negative 0.5 points. We met that, but the 0.5 is translated to 12.7%. But we met it. So we met it at 12.7%. We were at 12.1%. So we only went up 0.5 points in the absenteeism goals. Are you able to silence the typing sound? Oh, okay. Yes, I am. Let me see if I can hang on just a bit. Just 1 second. Is that better? Let me see. Got it. Cancel. Is that better? Okay, good. Okay, so we'll stay here. Okay, so let me just recap that a little bit so you all can get the numbers again, just in case you didn't hear it. So the reading goal was not met, the math goal was not met, the science goal was not met, the graduation rate goal was not met, and the absenteeism goal was met, but it only was met because we were at 12.1% absenteeism, and we ended with 12.7%, which is a negative 0.5. It was just 5 points. So we did meet the absenteeism goal, which is really not that much, but at least we did meet that goal. And then the instruction quality score, I found the target score is a 80 to 100, right? The recent score is 77 to 100, but it dropped from 79. So due to failure to meet improvement targets. And that's the reason why the executive, why the state was into oversee, because we didn't meet our state requirements prior to today. Now, what grade do you give? Wait, before I get into that, let me go into some other things. So now I gave you the numbers. I gave you all of that, and let me just see if I can. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can. Let's add this. Just 1 second. All right. Let's go out of here. I'm going to share my screen because I have some I have some screenshots of different things down that took place and transpired down throughout the years with under the leadership of Superintendent León. And I just wanted to share. So let me just don't want to share it like that. Yeah, I can share my screen. Okay. So let me email. Hold on. Before I go there, I'm gonna have to bring it up. Just 1 second. One second. 1 second. Hope you guys are feeling well tonight. Thank you all for once again. Please share. Let's get everybody in here because it's time. I thought that it would be a good idea to start the conversations early with parents, families, and the community. Since the school year is set to begin September 2nd, so why not start galvanizing and educating the families in the community early. So here is so let's start here. I don't know if you all can see that. Can you? Oh, no, I gotta share it first. Wait a minute. Ever to load. There it is. Okay, just make it bigger. All right. Let me move you over here so I can make you smaller. Move you over here. Come on. All right. Move you over. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Address bar to allow. I'm going to share my screen now so that you all can see. And I was going to put together a timeline, but I don't want that. Select a tab to share. Why is it not share? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So this, I don't know if you can see this right here, but this is an article that was that I'm going to give Chalkbeat Newark credit for. But this is one of the things that really shine some light and this was about a couple of years ago. This, I believe, this was his second when he came up for when Superintendent León came up. He came up for um, another contract extension a couple of years ago. And this article was done by Chalkbeat, who interviewed Denise Cole. And in her statement, I'm not sure if you can see it very clear, but in her statement, it says, I'll just read it a little bit. It said, even if state law and contract stipulations permitted the school board to renew Leon's contract without any public announcement, the board still should have informed the community, Cole said. Not doing so, added she added, took away her right to voice her concerns prior to the renewal. So I want to stop right there real quick, because that is a big deal in our school district. I'm not sure if it's happening in your school district. If you are in Newark, if you are in New Jersey, I'm not sure if that's a thing in your school district, but it's definitely a thing in our school district, where the community is blocked out or locked out from decision making. And it's a big deal, because we have a right to weigh in per the bylaws, and and per the Open Public Meetings Act. We have a right to weigh in on decisions that's being made. And so that's a big deal. They're usually making decisions, and um it's not all the time they publicize everything. But that was a couple of years ago, and I believe at that time is is when they just gave the extension to Superintendent Leon's contract without the public weighing in on it. And so Denise goes on to say, you're not paying attention, you're not listening, you're not doing the job that you were elected to do for the community. That's interesting. Cole said in a phone interview Thursday, directing her message to board members. And that's what's happening. That has been happening for the past couple of years that I have been attending board meetings. Parents, students, community members had some concerns, and and they weren't listening, right? They weren't paying attention, and we just felt like they just weren't doing their job. And so that's a couple of years ago. So if you're just tuning in, what I'm doing right now is going down a timeline um of things that happened across the district under Superintendent Leon's tenure while as a superintendent, because August 21st of 2025, in just a couple of weeks, the board will be voting to extend his contract for another 5 years. And we, the community, should be, parents, community members should be weighing in on it, and should be, making some kind of commentary on the decision that's being made. Because some people feel like, and I've had some people reach out to me to tell me that no, they don't want it extended. Then I had some other people tell me, sure, he's done a great job, he's done this, he's done that, and everything. And then I had some undecided people who just didn't know, whether they wanted to extend it, whether they thought it was a good idea to extend it, or whether they just wanted someone new. So, but that's just one thing. That's when he was coming up for the an extension to his contract prior to this one happening this year. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and let me see. Okay, so this is another incident that took place fairly new, right? So we do have under Superintendent Leon's tenure, He created these schools because, and I'm gonna give the backstory, and he may not like it, but that's perfectly fine. But I'm just gonna just let you all know that Superintendent León did like he liked the the structure of a sustainable community school. But because the sustainable community school that we did have in Newark, it's the South Ward Community School Initiative was its name, because that was sabotaged by individuals who thought that they would make Newark Public School District and all charter school district undermine. They just literally undermine the South Ward Community School Initiative that Roger León viewed that as a failure. And so he set out to build his own sustainable community school. So you'll see Michelle Obama, you'll see some trade schools, you'll see fashion and design, different schools that is the I guess I would say like the it models or it looks like a sustainable community school, if that makes sense to you all. So he set out to create his own, and then he labeled it, instead of labeling it sustainable community schools, he labeled it as the next decade, the Clarity 2020. That's what he named it, Clarity 2020, the next decade. And he started from what was going to be implemented over time, from the cradle to college and career readiness and beyond. So if you go on the website, you'll see the Clarity 2020 and what it entails and everything like that. But I spoke about that because what we're about to get into next is one of those schools, which was Michelle Obama, named after Michelle Obama, the former First Lady, to our former President Barack Obama. And so if you can see that, I'm going to just make it big. No, let me make it a little small so I can see it because it's too big. Okay. It says the Newark School District has faced controversy over documented claims of racist harassment that occurred at one of its high schools, and its fight to block the public from viewing a report. I'm going to stop right there because now, if you all are paying attention, you'll see that this is not the first time that you heard blocked the public from viewing a report. And it's always blocking out the parents, blocking out the community. So pay attention to that and duly note that, please. So yeah, and then it goes on to say commissioned by the school board that assess the fallout. Chalkbeat began chronicling student complaints of racial bias and religious insensitivity at the Newark School of Global Studies in 2022. Subsequent public outcry prompted the school board in January 2023 to commission a report from Creed Strategies, a consulting firm, to evaluate schools' culture and provide recommendations that would promote more culturally inclusive dynamics at the school. And so I remember when that happened, and this is 2025, and we're set to start a new school year, and this happened in 2022, right? And we still have not gotten a chance to know what was documented, what was the recommendations, the evaluation from Creed. We have not. Superintendent León has refused to release the information to the public to this day. We do not know, but what we do know is that the victim received $200,000 lawsuit money from that incident. So go figure what is in that report. We could just about imagine if they won the case, right? So I don't know what you all think about what we covered so far. Let's see what you have to say about that. Because I can tell you that I have my, well, I don't know. I have some doubts about um Superintendent León, down through the years, myself. Like, things have changed drastically. He has changed. Um, and I'm just for the people, I'm for the community, and I totally disagree with blocking out the parents and community members. I have my own ideas that I think can resolve. Are they listening? Maybe. I can tell you that much. And from this report that was just shared today, I can tell you, I can guarantee you that they are listening. Somebody's listening because um, this next report that, well, the report that I'm going to show you will guarantee you that they're listening. So of the that's just one of the issues that, let's see, let's go, not that one. Let's go out of this. But this was today. But let me go to, there's another one that I wanted to. Okay, so this is the same thing, talking about that same it was if you go on Chalkbeat Newark and research this, or just put evaluation North Public School and Creed, or global studies, Michelle Obama, or global studies, or something like that. That's where it happened at. I'm sorry, I said Michelle Obama, but global studies. um you'll see the same report right here. Yeah, Michelle Obama. That's a long name, so sometimes I get it confused. Don't hold it to my heart. And that's more of it. The Newark School District has faced controversy. Yep. And this is the report card. Um so let me just make it bigger, right? So I think the first one is the test scores. So we already know that um we already know that the kids aren't reading on grade level, right? I just want to show you this because this came in just today. Can you all see that? It came in just today. Let me just hold on, because I want to. It came in just today, and it says the New Jersey Department of Education declares Newark Public Schools high performing. So I don't know. When I first seen it, and I literally just seen it maybe about 2 hours before this live started. And I'm saying, well, literally in June, because I did the timeline, literally in June, they were at and I had the numbers written down too. Wait a minute. Literally in June, they weren't meeting the requirements. So how do the New Jersey Department of Education know that they met the requirements and school is set to start September 2nd? I'm just saying, I was just trying to figure that out. How did they figure it out when just June 2025 they weren't meet they had not met the requirements, and school has been out of the school district has been closed for 2 months. So I mean, unless they're basing it off of summer school, you think? I don't know, but hey, I'm sure they don't do the state assessments during the summer. So I'm just trying to figure out how did they come to this conclusion that Newark Public Schools are high performing when you just stated that they were underperforming, and they had not met the goal set by the Department of Education back in June 2025, and we didn't even get into the 2025-2026 school year. So I just wanted to point that out and note it for you all that's watching, like this is what's happening in August of 2025. And it says, I'm not gonna read all of it, but if you go to the Newark Board of Education website, there's a press release, and I'm sure they probably put it on the New Jersey Department of Education. But upon the recommendation of Commissioner Kevin Damer, the State Board of Education certified Newark Public Schools as providing a thorough and efficient system of education last night. Last night. The state board's decision was unanimous. As a superintendent of this is what Superintendent León says, as the superintendent of New Jersey's largest school district, I will always be the first to proclaim that we still have so much to do. Yes, you do have a lot to do, Roger León, and you can start with being transparent, um and more parent and community engaged, right? I mean, seriously, like, you do have a lot of work to do. You have work such as involving and engaging the parents, involving and engaging the community members, listening, just taking time out just to listen, right? When people come to those board meetings, I'm sure that they are not taking time out their day to come and just sit there just to get on somebody's nerves. This is serious. And I couldn't imagine running an operation and having people around me that genuinely wants to give input and genuinely wants to see a school district or any place flourish. I just cannot imagine having being privy to people who want to engage, who want to assist, who want to help genuinely, by blocking them out and pushing them out and pushing them away, and just being sort of like the so to speak. Not that I'm saying that he is. I'm just saying it's giving that when you're making all of the decisions, but I'm just saying it like it is. We have the inclusion of inclusion, right? We have the illusion of inclusion, right? We really want to be included in the process. We want to sit at the table. We want to weigh in, because to be honest with you, without a solid foundation, which includes the parents and community members, a school district cannot move forward effectively or efficiently. So let me look into the comments and see what you guys are saying. Okay, we can't see if you are sharing. We did see the article. Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I'm sharing. The article. That's what I was sharing, the article. So I'm not sharing anymore now, though. Yep, I was sharing that article from Newark Board of Education's website, the press release where we are no longer under. We've met the state goals. That's basically what is saying. It's just a press release saying that it was a unanimous vote that Newark Public Schools is in the clear or whatever. And I just can't see how we got to that. But okay, I'm excited about that. But the fact still remains, back to Superintendent León's comment to the press, like, we still have work to do. You have a ton of work to do, because when parents come to the board meetings and they sign up to speak, they're signing up because they have a concern. And to and to gaslight them, it's not doing our school district, it's not doing our parents a service. Sending them around the merry-go-round and having parents experience backlash and retaliation from their school administrators is not it. Something and things have to change truly. Superintendent León, if you're watching, and if you watch the replay, and to everybody that's watching right now, we have to truly live up to what we say when it comes to handling people, right? If we're given a job to do something and we're getting paid, he's getting over 27 $27,000. You know what I mean? His salary. You're getting paid a lot to run a district where parents don't feel included, where some parents don't feel that they're being heard. Some parents don't even feel like they're receiving the services that they should be receiving, and that warrants attention from not just the board, um but Superintendent León, you as well. And let's get on the topic of the teachers, because we have, and I brought this up several times before, because we have some educators, right, coming into our school district who genuinely care about a child's educational experience. But we also have school leaders who may have gotten a position because they knew somebody. Let's keep it, real. Some people have gotten a position, the school leadership position, because they knew somebody. I just believe in earning a position, but it's we living in different times now. But yeah, we have some educators who feel like their voices are not being heard, and they're being retaliated against from their school leader, their principals inside the school. And I've been said that they, need to do away with that principal autonomy. Seriously, because some people, I'm not saying all of the principals, because we have some amazing school leaders in our buildings. I'm not saying all of them, but some of our school leaders, they just are power. They just run, with the power. Yeah, they are horrible. They are horrible. And they're power stricken, and they just abuse their power, and I'm sure these educators, these teachers did not take out a student loan and spend their time in college learning a profession, a skill, to be abused all the time from their superior. I mean, it's just not right. So yeah, there's a lot of work that I can agree with Superintendent León that there is a lot of work that we have to do across the district, and we first need to start with taking a look at ourselves. Seriously. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing a self-evaluation. Some people are afraid to do self-evaluations because they are afraid to see what other people see, or they're afraid to see what the ugly side of themselves. But yeah, so we're dealing with just a lot across the district, and we can only fix it if we work together. And unless the district and the school board is willing to work together by being transparent and honest, then we got ourselves something. So let me look in the comments and see what you guys are saying. um Hi, Nakima. Yes, they are horrible. New Jersey Learner says districts need integrity and participation policies to protect from administrative pressure and retaliation. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. And then we get Superintendent León, who says, you got to be our eyes and our ears, because I can't be everywhere and everything. And I get that, but at least, if you want the parents and community members to be the eyes and ears for you, and let you know what's happening, because you can't, quote unquote, be there in every space, and we know that because you're just one person, right? At least protect them from retaliatory behavior. That's it. Just protect them from retaliatory behavior, and that's it. And then we still got work to do when it comes to um when it comes to those IEPs, oh yeah, those evaluations, oh, we definitely have a lot of work to do. We definitely have a lot of work to do. Now I know the beginning of the school year, and I'm not getting off topic because this is still part of us grading Superintendent León, because there's a lot of issues across the district, and I mean just a lot. And don't get me wrong, this is not to report or point out all the negative things or all the bad things or all the hiccups. It's just we just trying to grade him, on how effective he ran this district, that he can get, us to weigh in and say, yeah, we want to have him for another year. This is just to weigh in on, do we think he, did he earn this? Did he earn 5 more years? Because to believe it or not, parents matter, students matter, and educators matter. The community matters. Everybody matters. We are all moving parts, moving pieces to one puzzle. And so if we're all not included, then something is wrong. But yeah, so families should never be watchdogs. Absolutely. This is so unfair. Policy is supposed to incentivize accountability. Doesn't matter what we say. They gaslight and bury concerns. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And all the time. And all the time. And I'm not saying that, our school district is bad, because I'm gonna tell you something. I have corrected people everywhere I go, outside of Essex County, outside of New Jersey. If I'm in another state, I'm correcting people all the time, because they often use the word failure. Newark Public Schools is a failure, and I don't think so. I don't believe that Newark Public School District um, is a failing district. I just don't believe that, because every single day every single year we're graduating scholars, we're graduating students. Students are coming back to the district to give back, work for the district. So we're excelling. Some great people graduated out of North traditional public school district. So I don't agree that we have a failing school system. But what I do believe is that they are not listening and allowing those of us who genuinely care to actually take a seat at that table and actually assist them with moving the needle forward. That's what I believe, and until they genuinely allow us to assist them with pushing the needle forward, then that will change the trajectory across the nation who's watching Newark Public Schools. Because outside of Newark and outside of New Jersey, some people everywhere else consider us as a failing school district, and I beg to differ. But getting back, and that too falls up under Superintendent León's leadership. So let me look in the comments. Superintendents play a critical role in shaping educational policies that not only meet the needs of students, but also ensure that communities have meaningful input. Absolutely. Newark is not failing. False narrative. Yes. And this is the narrative that they have been using. And I'm starting to think that word, that linguistic, is failing schools. So they use that to get the additional money from the federal government. In order for us to get funding, let's say that this is a failing school district or somewhere along those lines. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I'm just like trying to figure out, how do they consider, Newark Public School District, Newark traditional public school district, a failing school district? That narrative is absolutely false. So New Jersey Learner says there is no district in this state that listens. The difference is families who are able either leave or supplement, and that's true. That's true. They either they leave the school district by way of homeschooling, and we'll get into that later because New Jersey Learners have some amazing people, some an amazing person who is just so informed on homeschooling. I would love for her to join me one of these days as a topic so that we can explain homeschooling to the parents who might be interested, who may want to go that route, but just don't know how to make their exit. Because for me, I believe that parents have a choice. I believe that parents should have a choice when it comes to schooling, whether they want homeschooling, whether they want virtual, whether they want brick and mortar, the traditional way. I mean, there are multiple ways that um traditional brick and mortar is not the only way to educate and children. I hope that Deanna would love to join me and just come and just inform and educate some parents that may be thinking about transitioning from the brick and mortar to homeschooling, and just give them some information and jumpstart. You know where I'm going with that, right? So yeah. Um so all of that falls up under Superintendent León, such as and then I can even go into, like, because here is my thing, right? If you want to find out about the workers, the sub leaders, I'll call them that, the sub leaders, then you have to look at the head. If the head is not on right, then guess what? Everything else that's a part of that head is not going to function right. And so when you're looking at that's just like, a parent and their children. Even though some people say you cannot say that um you cannot say that a parent is not a good parent because of how the child turned out or whatever have you, but there's something that if you look at the head, right, you if you look at the head, you just can imagine what the players are going to be, right, what the principal's going to be, what they're going to look like. And sometimes you can't blame everything on the superintendent, and then sometimes you can't blame. But here's the thing right here: he is the chief over the employees. And so if there is another educator who brings up some concerns, and if there's a parent or student or community member who raises concerns, then I think that that should be handled without recourse or retaliation. That's just how I feel. Um, so, or they pay 30,000 for tuition, or they hire tutors or aides or Yes, yes, absolutely. That's what they do. Just spending, 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 spending. And so, yeah, and so that's just one of the things. It's just so much that Superintendent León brought to the district. I do love how he opened up. I love how he opened up the trade schools. I do love that. And I'm sure the students that attend that school, I'm sure they love it as well. I love the Clarity 2020, honestly. Um, I love it, and the reason why I love it, for those of you who may not know, I'm extremely passionate about sustainable community schools, and that will be another show later on down in the future. But I'll break that down for you: sustainable community schools and what that look like. But I really love the idea, the strategy that he put together, because it looks so much like it mirrors sustainable community school strategy from the cradle from the cradle to college and career readiness, and beyond, right? And the only thing that I would add to it is, I think that, and I'm going to raise some awareness when I go back to the board meeting, outside of what I'm going to bring up next. That'll be another show too. But I think that when we are graduating these students, these students, and they're transitioning from middle school to high school, to college, right? Just as well as we have the bridge program for eighth graders who's transitioning from eighth grade to high school. They do have the bridge program for high schoolers who are transitioning um, from college. I mean, sorry, from high school to college. But what I don't see is the transition from college to adulthood, right? So what I'm basically saying is I feel like the district should follow them throughout college and make sure that they are sustained as an adult, right? To a certain extent, maybe 6 months after college, just to keep following up, maybe like an aftercare or something like that, or even throughout college, right? After 6 months after high school, just follow them and make sure that because it can be a frightening thing that they're going from high school and they're so used to everybody holding them by the hand that when they get to college there's nobody holding them by the hand. There's no one holding them by the hand, so they're faced with going alone outside of their parents, right? And even still, parents are limited when the child is in college at what they can advocate for and assist with. And I think that they should incorporate that. So I'm going here in the comments because we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes because we got to grade Superintendent León. It says they get paid. New Jersey Learner says they get paid dollars, and our BOEs put them in their positions, and they are very rarely, if ever, community members. Stakes are different from superintendents. Yep. I do believe they care. I think they need help from the community, but beyond Board of Education members. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I think so too. And I think that and notice I paused on the part that Superintendent León stated. I'm the first to admit that we have a lot of work to do. I have to stop there because we have a lot of work to do. But when you're blocking out, when you're privileged to get some assistance from community members and parents and get the extra help at no cost to you, and you don't take advantage of that, something got to be wrong with you. Something has to be wrong with a person who doesn't want any assistance for free. When so many things come at a cost and people are willing to show up at the board meetings, people are willing to come and share their concerns that in turn help you anchor the ship a better way, that you're leading. And so you got to be something got to be wrong with that person. I'm not saying that something is wrong with Superintendent León. I'm just speaking in general. I'm saying that a person that don't want assistance because that's what is given, from for free, like something got to be wrong with that person. Because I know if somebody wants to support me and they have some insight or something that I can benefit or we can benefit from, why not? Why not? But that has not been the case lately. It's just I know this person, I know that, like all of those things. This is 2025, 2026 school year, and we need to start thinking about changing the way we do things, um starting with back to school, um Now, every year, Superintendent León, they do something back to school for the teachers. They did it one year where they invited the students. Then they did it one year where they invited, because they did the teachers. It's like a pep rally for the teachers, but I think that he needs to do one particularly for the parents, the community members, and students, or just all of us. We need a pep rally too, because we're coming up. We want to help. We want to know that we are weighing in on our future uh, doctors, lawyers, police officers, educators. We want to weigh in on that. We love our community, right? So because we love our community, we're going to make sure that our students are getting the proper resources and the best education that they can get. And that's why we show up every time. So, and wrapping it up, because it is almost 8 o'clock. I didn't want to keep you all long, because I want you to keep coming back. I'm gonna ask you, right, the little bit of time that you heard, um a background of all the things that you heard. What grade do you think Superintendent León deserves? What grade do you give the superintendent? And just keep in mind, has leadership improved the learning outcomes? Well, we won't know that until, because I don't care what that report says that they did last night, the unanimous vote. I don't care. I did the reading and the research, and just very recent, they didn't meet the requirements. They didn't meet the requirements, and we won't know that until, I'm guessing, the 2025-2026 school year, whether they met it. And then, are teachers being supported? Do teachers have the support that they need? And is your voice being heard? And this is for the parents, the community members, in Newark Public School District. When you go, I mean, if you want to go to the board meeting to weigh in, you still have time to sign up to weigh in on that. They will be voting to extend Superintendent León's contract on August 21st, 2025, at 765 Broad Street in Newark on the 6th floor. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. Um, I don't think you have to sign up for that meeting. I don't think you have to sign up for that meeting prior to, but I do believe you can sign up once you get there. It will be the first meeting of the school year, and I'm looking for absolutely fantastic school year this year. There are so many things, thoughts and ideas that I thought about doing, and I just simply can't wait to include you all in it. This is the second live that I have done. I'm getting more comfortable with it. I'm still navigating and learning my way around this. Today I did it. I absolutely didn't know what I was doing, but you can go back and view that on the replay. That was about the school board, what took place in June, just recapping June, because it was so much going on in the month of June in the school district, that people didn't notice that we got a new school board member, because the previous school board member had resigned and we had a vacancy. And so you can go back and watch the replay on that. Let me just read the comment. Applaud your efforts. This will make a difference. I'll give him a D because I don't see improvements in any district. So they'd all get the same from me. Same game, same players. Yep. That's what I said. I told my kids just really quick. It's the same game. And sometimes it's different players, but then most of the time it's the same players, same game. But you know what? We're going to make a difference. I think that this YouTube live will begin to make a difference, and only because I believe parents, if they don't, if they, because sometimes parents and families cannot make it to the board meetings or whatever meetings, and so I'm here, I am here, and this is my way of giving back to the school district, but this is my way of helping and stepping in to help and assist because I love my city and I love Newark Public School District and I want to see Newark Public School District succeed. But we can't succeed if we're constantly blocking out the people that really care the most. So I don't want to see it fail. So I thought about doing this YouTube live because at least if parents can't join live, if they can't participate, then they'll definitely be in the know because they can just come to YouTube and watch the replay. They can comment, they can like, they can subscribe, they can share. We can have the conversation can continue on until there is no ending, to it. They can continue the discussion. They can recommend, they can refer the video. You know what I mean? Just so that's so many reasons, just basically for those parents, those families, those community members, whoever who couldn't make it. I'm here. I'm your girl, Fierce Fighter, who will keep you in the know, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe so that you can be in the know when I be in the know. So when I find out, I'm going to drop it and you'll find out. So thanks again for joining my YouTube. Thanks for commenting, and I hope to see you again. And remember, share this YouTube page, invite some more people to come. I'll try to do it. Let's say I'm not sure how often I'm going to do it right now. For right now, I just did it my second time I'm doing it. So I'll probably do it. Maybe I'll have some set days, but as I get more comfortable with this software, I'll do it more often. But for right now, I'm going to say I'll do it like once a week, just to give you all a recap of and then it'll be a set time and it'll be a set day. But I'll let you all know when I'm going to do it consistently. So once again, school starts September 2nd, 2025. For Newark parents, students, community members, and even our support, people who love coming to and being involved in what we have going on in Newark. Guess what? The August 21st board meeting will be August 21st, 6 p.m. Make sure you tune in because I will be going live. If you can't make it, you can count on Fierce Fighter. I'll be there. So thanks again. This is Real Talk with Fierce Fighter. Thank you all again for joining, and stay tuned and hope to see you next time. Good night.